This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Stick Tamer Bow Silencers. Are you a traditional archery hunter or shooter? Stick Tamer was specifically designed for the recurve shooter. Made of a hybrid foam rubber material, Stick Tamer is designed to deaden string slap and limb vibration. Stick Tamer reduces limb and string noise, water resistant, and lasts shot after shot. Made in the USA from a hybrid foam rubber for durability. To purchase Stick Tamer and for more information, visit 3riversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. Stick Tamer bow silencers are available exclusively at 3riversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of On the Limb Podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls. I have to do a little editing or sound there on my headphones. I can't hear myself very well, but all right. Good. I had that all messed up last week because we had 4 callers coming in from all over the states, and we had a spring Gobbler season update here in West Virginia. That was a good time that you missed. But we've got Dave, production manager, back in the house tonight.
I'm back.
And we don't have Dan. It's kind of sad that you would pick a dinner over being here with your good friends on a podcast talking about turkey hunting.
Well, he told me he wanted to tag in. He wanted me to tag in for him.
Oh,
so
is that
we're
what
swapping places.
Okay, like wrestling match. Like
kind of.
Okay, I got you. That's why you came in like Rocky.
Yeah.
He entered the studio doors like Rocky this evening. So.
I did, and I was even singing the Rocky theme
He was.
song. Yeah.
Anyways, so just to mention, like we said last week, West Virginia spring gobbler season, we had hunters on all over the country from Wood County all the way to Boone. That episode airs tomorrow. And episode 99 with our legislative session update with Jason Webb, it dropped last week, so it's out now. So if you hadn't had a chance, go check it out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcast.
Nice.
And if you haven't got a turkey call yet, thank God. I need to clap because we're all caught up with turkey calls this year.
Nice.
Yeah. So as of right now, just let you know out there, we're all caught up. If you want to make an order, we're good to go. But if you haven't got a turkey call and you're local here in the Charleston area, you can visit Spring Hill Rod and Gun at 4961 McCorkle Avenue Southwest. And they are open Tuesday through Saturday, and they're closed on Sunday and Monday. Stop in there and get you a locally handmade West Virginia mouth call, pot call, or box call.
Nice.
So we appreciate you guys' support. So tonight we have, I want to say this right now, it's Moose Maine Kids.
Nice.
I think I said that right, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
No. You got him backward again.
No, that's what he sent me. He said it's
Maine Moose.
Are
Not
you
Moose,
sure?
Maine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Maine Moose Kids?
Yeah, I think so.
Nah, I think you're wrong. We'll find out in just a minute. All right, anyway, so without further ado, please welcome with me Ron Greco, Hunter Jellison, and Eric Gagnon. Woo! How you guys doing this evening?
Pretty good.
Can you hear us?
I got you, sir.
We got you.
Okay.
They didn't want to talk over each other.
Oh, that's what it was. So did I get it right or was I wrong again?
Well, it's Moose Maine Kids.
Moose Maine Kids. See, I told you.
Yeah.
Man, I had it wrong.
Yeah, you messed me up.
You shouldn't have said it wrong before the show.
I know. See, that's what always happens.
Yeah, I know.
I end up saying it wrong, and then everybody else follows suit.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Everybody does it. It's all right.
I don't know why it just rings better in my head. Maine Moose Kids. I'm thinking about Maine, I guess. So what is Moose Maine Kids?
Well, this is Ron Greco. Moose Maine Kids is a nonprofit that we set up to increase engagement in hunting primarily through increasing youth opportunities in hunting. And we also have a program where we do dream adventures for kids with critical illnesses and severe disabilities, sort of like a Make-A-Wish, except for kids that like hunt and fish.
Awesome. So 100% free for the kids and the families. How is that possible? How's that made possible?
Well, we do some fundraising, and we're working on doing more so we can do more hunts. And basically, our biggest fundraiser over the last 3 years is we have a fully licensed lodge facility under Moose Maine Kids, and through that we get a outfitter's tag for a Maine moose hunt, and we have been raffling that off every year.
Awesome. So you guys getting a good following from that, or?
Yes, we have a really good following for that. Last year was the first year we auctioned it off. Actually, the year before we sold it, and it took us, probably 2.5 months last year to sell 300 tickets. And this year we sold out in 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness. So, wow, that's good.
Yeah.
So it's getting.
Yes. Yeah. And most of that was reselling to people that had purchased the year before. So.
Nice. So it's getting some good leverage.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's getting good leverage. We try to not be too greedy with the raffle. I think we've probably got, as far as there are some other nonprofits that do the same thing, and partner with a guide or an outfitter, and they're doing the same thing, but they're selling a lot more tickets at the same price.
Yeah.
So, we're sticking with where we've been, and it's good money, and it's easy to get greedy and want to make more, but
for sure.
It's also we got other things to do other than sell raffle tickets. So
yeah. So
we got to judge our cycles.
Yeah, definitely. It'll come over time. You guys have been building this up for a while now. How long has Moose Maine Kids been in business?
So we started officially in 2018 with starting to do some youth bear hunts out of my for-profit lodge at the time in Springfield, Maine. And every year since then, we've increased. And I think that first year was 5 kids. And now last year we were at 110. And this year we're targeting 150.
Wow.
So
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
So you have Hunter there on the line with us. Hunter's your right-hand man, I guess.
You could say that, yeah. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with Ron. We spent a lot of time together. Mainly, I handle a lot of the video side of things.
Okay.
Anytime we're at events or hunts, I try and bounce around and, be everywhere I can at once. And
Yep.
I like to stay behind the camera while Ron stays in front of it.
I got you.
So I tend to do a lot of video, and then whatever time I can donate to help, especially our spring turkey hunt this year, we had just about 60 kids we took out in the woods with all of our volunteers across Maine. That took a few weeks of computer time staring at a screen to make sure we could coordinate everybody and get it set up. So I help Ron whenever I can. I work for him on the for-profit side of things. But that's kind of my role, is I just help where I can, and I put a lot of stuff on film.
Gotcha. So you're kind of the marketing and film guy.
Essentially, yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So do you all film every event that goes out, every hunt, or is it just here and there a little bit?
Whatever we can. Okay. I mean, even if it's just down to we tell all of our volunteers for the turkey hunt to. If you can, even if you take your phone out, just pressing record is one of the biggest things we could have. Yeah. Capturing a memory like that in a moment is huge. Mm-hmm. So that's why I like doing it so much. So everywhere I can be, I tend to try and be, at every event I can, so I could film. And we do have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So we've been posting on there as well as on our Facebook.
Tell everybody about that YouTube channel. Where can they reach at it?
Yeah, so if you just look up Moose Maine Kids, it should be the only one, hopefully, on YouTube there.
Yeah.
We have a few videos so far. I posted one from last year. We did our first official dream adventure with a kid named Lucius. Great guy. Been through a lot with him, and he's been through a lot in life, and we had a great time. Great kid, and we went up to a hunt preserve and got him a few successful hunts. So that video is on there as well as some of our other stuff. But in the future, you can definitely look forward to seeing a lot more from the Moose Maine Kids YouTube channel.
Yes. Awesome. So, Ron, this is not just, obviously y'all do a lot more things than hunting. That's one of the main focuses, but tell us some other things that you all do with the kids.
Yeah, well, other than hunting, we do have a shooting program, although albeit small, and it's partially a qualification for some of the hunting stuff. So we run some trap shoots across Maine. We do six locations in the summer, and give kids a chance to come out and shoot some trap and get familiar with using a shotgun and shooting moving targets. And other than that, the Dream Adventures program is the only thing that we really branch out of hunting with. And in that, we'll do anything outdoors in the sense of, if it's hiking or boating or fishing. We got some great trips lined up this year. We got Struggle is Real Charters. They're doing a striper/shark hunt for a fish for us. So that's gonna be a fun one. We're going bass fishing up at Cozy Cove Cabins on Bigwood and Jackman. Those are it's just all whatever the kids want, and some kids just want to fish, and some kids want to hunt, and some kids just want to be able to explore. And, we totally get that. It's, if they want to just explore, that's fine. Let's get them out into nature, and get them as normal a day or week or weekend, whatever it is, so that they can sort of get a vacation from their illness, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. And is it just, it's not just the handicap or people that have illnesses that you're taking, you're also just taking regular youth as well, right?
Yes. Yeah. So yes, our other program, our main program, the hunting program is any kid,
okay,
whether
gotcha.
it's with a sick kid or it's a kid with no money, single mom, too many jobs, not got the skills and abilities to go out there and teach our kids how to hunt. It's anybody that signs up, and we do it in two methods basically. We do drawings for some things where we're going to get a lot of kids signed up, and we do some first come first serve stuff as well, where we just we can't manage the lottery for the big numbers, so we just whoever signs up first are the ones that gets it.
That was actually going to be my question, because I know with the lottery system, I didn't know if how you guaranteed you would get a hunt. You know what I'm saying? Because that was kind of my question on that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's make sure I understand your question first. Are you asking if you're a kid, how do you guarantee that you get to go on a hunt?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like with the Maine lottery system. How do you all as an organization? Guarantee that you're going to win.
I get that. Yeah. So all of our stuff that we take kids on, for the most part, is stuff that you can buy over the counter tags for.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
So when we get to moose, what we've done in the past with moose is we've always put ourselves out there to help any kid, any family that doesn't feel comfortable getting through a moose hunt. And we've also taken a number of veterans and their kids on hunts over the last few years. And this year, we were lucky enough to pass through state of Maine's legislature and governor, and we got legislation passed to increase the number of moose permits available to kids with critical illnesses from 2 to 5. And those additional tags will have to be done for Maine kids. So Maine kids will get priority. If there wasn't a Maine kid, then obviously we could do a non-resident youth. But trust me, there are over 60 cases of cancer, diagnosed youth cancer in Maine every year. There are plenty of kids that are out there and looking to do something like that. So
what bill was that? What bill number was that? So we can list it on our description. Do you know?
Oh boy, I can't remember the bill number. I can look it up and message you later.
Okay, that sounds great. So we've also got Eric Gagnon on here. He's also a pro staffer for Nature's Voice Game Calls, but he is a registered Maine guide as well. Eric, how you doing this evening?
Not too bad, yourself. And Hunter and Ron are also both registered guys.
Yeah, I was gonna go back to that later on because I figured with his other business that he was probably a registered guide as well.
Correct.
So,
no, I'm doing well.
Tell us a little bit about your involvement in this hunt.
So I just kind of know Ron through some mutual friends, and then we got to talking hunting and stuff, and he just kind of asked one day what I was doing and if I could lend a hand on some bear hunts last year for the youth. So I ended up just kind of going up there. Of course, having my own children, it's a little hard to break away sometimes to take away from them. But my youngest is aging out this year for the youth day hunts, so I'm going to be able to get a little bit more involved here starting next year. It's the person I am. I grew up with helping others, and it really fits a lot of my beliefs. So I was very interested and intrigued when Ron talked to me about it. So it's just kind of how and why I got involved.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm sure Ron's thankful for all the hands on board that he can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's definitely a lot of logistics involved.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee it. I mean, you probably start planning right after the first big event's over for the next one.
Not pretty much.
So this turkey hunt that you all just done, it involved 60 some youth. Out of those 60, how many connected on birds?
That's a really good question, and I don't have an answer yet. I haven't been able to connect with everybody quite yet. It sounds a lot simpler than it really is.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Just
the stats aren't
it's a lot of emails, a lot of Facebook posts, and trying to come up with who's doing what, and which kid, which guide, because I tend to hear from multiple sources afterwards. We'll hear from the family, we'll hear from potentially the kid through social media or text or whatever, and then we also hear from the guides. So trying to get a final number coordinated ends up being a lot more work than what
we're having a little bit of technical difficulties, guys.
Birds.
Yeah, you broke out there. I think service is a little bad there. Yeah, we didn't get any of that.
Some kids, we had a lot of misses this year. I don't know what the deal was with the shooting this year. I partially think it's a good sign because I think we're getting out and reaching kids that aren't very experienced. So, and that's really important to us. I think we got a lot more attention from families and kids that were already getting out into the outdoors.
Yeah.
So,
Hunter, you're breaking up really bad. It's like really choppy. We can't even hear you. We're going to switch over to Ron. Ron, can you kind of reiterate what he's talking about there? If you could have heard any of that, or are you in the same area with the bad service?
Yeah, Ron was the one talking. I was starting to wonder if it was my connection.
We hear you really well.
Yeah, we hear you really good.
I caught a little bit. No, I caught a little bit of what Ron was saying. Go ahead.
Am I clear now?
Yeah, you're clear now.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Technological glitch there, but
so if you don't care, kind of go back to your beginning there, and we'll kind of take all that out in the actual recorded version.
No, I don't care at all. I'd rather get it right than So getting back, yeah, we had, it's hard to coordinate everything and get the final tally. It's a lot of work. We end up hearing from the kids, we hear from the parents, we hear from the guides, and trying to get reconcile, I guess, all 60-ish responses is a little bit tough. And part of that is even last week, right down to the wire, we were making changes and adding kids in and, signing up volunteers. So some of the records weren't as good the last minute just because of, sort of drop everything like, hey, let's get as many out as we can, type of thing. So, I've got everything. I got a tracking sheet online, and I do try to track everything. But right now, I haven't got a final number. Estimate that we're going to be around 30 birds,
Nice.
give or take.
Wow.
Had some good shooting, had some bad shooting. Had one young man shoot 2 with 1 shot.
Oh, nice.
Had a few kids that shot 2. Definitely had a lot of misses this year. Not sure, but I think that's part of us starting to reach our target audience a little bit better.
Yeah.
We had, with the poor shooting early on in our programs, I think we got a lot of kids that were, coming from hunting backgrounds, familiar with firearms. That was our audience. That was our start. And, they might have hunted for 3 or 4 years, but never got a chance to turkey hunt.
Yeah.
So they'd come on the turkey hunt, but they'd be good shooters. So they do really well. Now we got a lot of young kids. We get kids, we go eight and up for the turkey hunt. So we get some really young kids, and I'll provide them everything they need, and we'll give them, a firearm if they need it, so what we'll do, I've got now after this week, we've got 5 410s, I think, for the program.
Nice.
And it's just, if somebody's in and they need a firearm to go make this hunt possible, I get with the guide volunteer and I'll give them the ammo and the firearm, and they meet up with a kid to teach them how to shoot. And we do a lot of stuff out of blinds and in some bog death grips. That really makes it a much safer situation for a beginning shooter, because they really don't have to think about a lot. The guide can handle the weapon more or less until it's time to aim and pull the trigger. And
yeah,
I think that's a benefit of the program and the way that we work. It's just because safety's always got to be first when you're dealing with a firearm.
definitely.
So anything that we can do to make things incredibly safe, and knock on wood, we'll never have an accident.
Awesome.
And I don't expect any, but anything's possible at any time. But
Yeah.
the way that we do things, for the most part, and having really seasoned volunteers, people that have hunted forever, that have gone through guide training and become registered. Almost all of our volunteers are registered Maine guides.
Awesome.
We do have some that aren't, but they are fully vetted within the program by people that are already part of the program. That we get a really good sense for the skill level. It's usually younger men. We do really well with younger men getting involved. They hunted, and there's plenty of them out there that they didn't come from hunting backgrounds, and it was a family friend or an uncle that stepped up to take them hunting. And,
Yeah.
This program was never available for them. And, they just dive right in because they think it's awesome, and they want to make sure that, any kid that wants to go gets a chance to go.
Yeah.
And, that's exactly what we're looking for. So those folks fit in really well with the program.
For sure. We're going to take a break real quick, and after a word from our sponsors, we want to go into kind of fathers in this day and time and how it pertains to how hunting's changed. Do you want the true Western hunt experience? Book your hunt of a lifetime today with Highland Outfitters, LLC. Located in Highland, Wyoming, 50 miles west of Casper. Their location in central Wyoming gives you access to some of the best hunting areas in the state. Highland specializes in archery hunts for elk and antelope. Their operations include Wyoming, Texas, and Africa. Highland Outfitters employs some of the finest guides in the business. All guides are licensed by the Wyoming Board of Professional Outfitters and Guides. No matter what the species you decide to hunt, you can count on your guide giving you 110% of being the true professional guide from start to finish. Book your hunt today at 307-797-3311 or 307-797-3312. Visit them on the web at HighlandOutfitters.com. With Highland Outfitters, you will get the true Western adventure. All right, guys, we're back with Moose, Maine kids, and we've got Ron Greco, Hunter Jellison, I think there is in the background. And he was having
I'm here.
He was having some pretty bad phone service there for a little bit, and we got Eric Gagnon, pro staffer for Nature's Voice Game Calls, and all these guys are registered Maine guides. So before the break there, we were talking about safety and how, some of these kids don't have the fathers to raise them in the outdoors, maybe an uncle or a grandpa or maybe even a nephew or something is taking them hunting. So how have you all seen that change in the last 20 years?
Well, that's a great question. Go ahead, Eric.
I've actually seen more women getting involved in taking their kids out than I have fathers.
Yes.
Ironically, women are the fastest growing sportsmen here in Maine. I don't know how it is across the country, but in Maine for sure. Like last year on one of the bear hunts that I was helping Ron, there was a mother and son who the son showed interest in hunting and the father had no interest. So mom said, "Hey, what the heck? I'll see what it's about."
So I think you got hit with the bad service bug there too. You're breaking up a little bit.
Man,
I know y'all were in the deep woods there in Maine, but we I thought we was going to be able to be better with the phone call. Last time we had Eric on, we were on the internet, and we went down like 5 times. But we still, we still got it done.
Let me move out. Let me move aside.
He's trying to watch them.
I'll jump in if you don't mind.
No, you're good.
While you get squared away, but this is Ron again, and I agree with what Eric was saying that we definitely have a lot more women getting involved.
And I think that's a great thing.
Helping their kids and they're, even though they're not experienced, they're willing to jump in and figure it out.
Yeah.
And do what's right for their kids, and that's awesome to see. Yes. And I think we do really well in a certain demographic with the kids that sign up for our programs. We see a lot of kids that come from broken families. I'm not sure if I should say it like that, but families where fathers aren't maybe not as involved as they could be for whatever reason. And the mothers sort of stepping up and just looking for these opportunities. And when they find our program, they're just, they're beside themselves and they're gleeful, so to speak, because, it's something that they know that they can't do as well as they really want to. And they support the program in other ways other than guiding. They step up and helping spread the word and helping raise funds and just any of the stuff that we need to continue to grow and be successful. So it's there's always something for volunteers to do when you're talking about programs that are this big. There's always something that's not just taking a kid out hunting.
Yeah.
And, that can be as simple as helping prepare meals when we do some of our events, or, running to the store to grab sodas or pizza or whatever. There's always something small that needs to be done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a big organization. You guys are growing and growing. So the more help, the better there for sure. With your firearms and things like that, where do you get that from? Who supplies those, and are those donated, or do you all purchase them?
So that's a great question, and I'm really glad to answer this question. I'm glad you asked it because Boss Tom actually made a wonderful donation to the program this year. They sent us 20 boxes of TSS, 10 of 410 and 10 of 20 gauge for the hunt this year. So pretty much every kid in the program was out there shooting with Boss Tom TSS ammo. And, I think I can't thank them enough, particularly with the 410 side. We have to shoot TSS to be able to shoot the 410. And when you're talking that those younger kids, 8, 9, 10 years old, being able to shoot the 410, nice light gun, not a lot of recoil. And that's critical, because you hit a kid a little bit too hard on the recoil. And you guys well know, I'm sure, they'll flinch for years.
Yeah,
so,
they won't come back the next year, that's sure.
Yeah, or they'll stop.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So being able to make this experience positive in every way, shape, or form is important. So, we certainly couldn't do that without donations like what we got from Boss. We did receive a 410 donated from Good Life Guns up in Maine. They're looking to help us and sponsor us with some more stuff going down the road. But the rest of the stuff so far we've purchased through donations that we've got.
Okay.
So
that's good. I mean, we have some affiliates that I'll be talking to after this, just to make sure and kind of put the bug in their ear to see if they want to get involved in this and help out. So it may be some avenues that you all can check out.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. We can't thank you enough for doing stuff like that for us. It goes a long ways.
Yeah, about every organization or company that we deal with is big into youth hunting and keeping the hunting heritage alive. I mean, that's one of the things that, the Nature's Voice Game Calls business was founded on, and this podcast is we have to keep the hunting heritage alive, and we do that through our youth. That's really the only way we're going to be able to do it, to carry this tradition on. And people that align with those, same kind of beliefs, that's who we partner with. We don't use any products that we don't believe in or use ourselves, and I'm sure you guys are the same way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, same thing. And honestly, when we started the program, that was the big discussion point, because you can see it all across the country with anti-hunting groups putting forward different pieces of legislation to try to chip away at things.
Yeah.
And it just, it came to it was like a light going off. We've seen hunter participation rates dropping, and it's like, hold up. Not only are the participation rates dropping, but if people aren't hunting, they're less likely to vote to support hunting.
Yeah, that's right.
So I said, if we don't get more kids involved, we might not have a sport, let alone, lose it because, the generations just don't do it, which would be terrible, but we might lose it long before while I'm still, looking to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And,
definitely,
that's a scary thought. So, we're not going to get every one of these kids to be lifelong hunters, but we're probably going to get most of them to be lifelong voters that support hunting. So that's important too.
One thing that I've found just through reading and, even myself, my family, is if you start a kid in the woods and you keep them in the outdoors, or kind of just give them a little hint of what it is to be a hunter and a gatherer, they want to continue that as they get older. I've just now recently seen it with my daughter. She loved to fish when she was, 3, 4, 5. And then she got into dance. She turned into a little princess. but now she's coming back to the fishing, and she's gradually wanting to start to get back into it. But it's because of that, what I planted later on, or, early on in her life, that it's starting to come back on. And, I think, our podcast is platformed around God, family, country, and everything outdoors. And I think that goes right along with, your religion or your Christianity or anything like that. So it's a good basis. So with that said, I think Dave has a scripture of the day.
I do have a scripture of the day. So scripture of the day this evening is out of 1 John. It's chapter 1, verse 5. And so he says, "This is the message which we have heard of him and declare unto you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. And, you know, I think it's good because, you know, a lot of people think, well, you know, God does bad things, you know, or whatever. But if it's darkness or if it's terrible or, you know, that's not God. I mean, there's an adversary, the devil, out there as well. And so if it's darkness, that's got his signature on it, you know. And you know, God is love too. And so, you know, if you're seeing things in the world that's not love, that's selfish, and you know, that's one of the things about you guys, what you're doing with these youth and what you're doing with these veterans, that's selfless. You know, that's not like you know, hey, I'm going to go out and spend my Saturday, you know, just enjoying myself and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
That's a big deal. And
yeah, it's a service. You guys are
absolutely
putting forth that service, and we sure appreciate it. And it's helping continue the hunting heritage.
Yeah.
You're putting a great light on a great thing. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's awesome.
We
Yeah,
appreciate that very much.
Just to go back to what you were saying, Mike, about your daughter coming back around to fishing. I mean, I'm sure you just saw my Facebook page post this week. My youngest daughter always came hunting, but never wanted to be the one to squeeze the trigger and end an animal's life. But all that changed 2 years ago when she got a moose permit, which we talked about on an earlier podcast this year or last year. And this year she decided, you know, she's gonna humor the old man and say, hey, I'm gonna go youth day turkey hunting. And, you know, she was very fortunate on her very first youth day hunt, and she got a nice bird, 19 to 20 pounds. Actually, you know, using a brand new call, as you know. I tend to be a creature habit, but this year decided I'm going to try different calls.
Yeah.
And now she wants to go for bird number 2. So I never thought I'd see this from this kid. And
that's awesome.
Every year I just turn her out, and like you said, you know, it sticks with them.
Yeah, it does. And you know, it helps also too when she went on that moose hunt that you had all the generations of your family there, and she sees the lineage behind that. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that I grew up in. This is something that my grandfather done or my great grandfather. So she sees that and she wants to carry it on. I think it's awesome.
Absolutely.
Ron and Hunter, you still there?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
I got you guys. Yeah, I got you.
You guys got better service than Eric now.
It's swapped.
You guys,
I stepped outside.
You guys sitting in the same chair out there in the garage.
No, I'm inside. I'm on the Elon Musk Starlink Wi-Fi connection. So
Man,
okay.
I've heard that's amazing.
I think that's why I'm doing so well. Yeah, thank you, Elon, for that.
Yeah, you're a little free advertisement there for Elon Musk on Starlink.
Yeah, well, you know, I hate to say it, it's a good product. So,
well, I know. I mean,
well for me.
There's people here in West Virginia that use it and have great success with it. So
absolutely.
You got a review from West Virginia all the way to Maine.
Well, yeah, and you know, it used to be HughesNet around here. You know, you'd have to do the satellite with the HughesNet. But now Starlink's, man, it's I've heard it's great.
And they just keep putting up more satellites.
Yeah.
They're not stopping.
No. They're not slowing down.
Sure
They're going to go to Mars and put up more satellites.
Good possibility. That's for sure. Well, guys, it was great having you on this evening. Ron and Hunter and Eric, you guys were awesome. We appreciate your time.
It's great time.
Thanks for telling us about Moose Maine Kids. I mean, it's just, it's a great thing what's going on, and keep up the good work. You know, if you guys need any help, please let us know. Any calls donated, let us know, and we would love to help you out with those turkey calls or deer calls.
Oh, well, that sounds wonderful. I think we'll probably take you up on that for next year.
Yep, that sounds great. We'll be ready for it. And like I said, thanks again for your time, and you all keep us updated. We'll have all the links and things that we talked about during this podcast in our notes and our descriptions when this airs. This will air next Tuesday. So
Wonderful. Yep. Thank you guys very much. Really appreciate being on.
Yep, no problem. Eric, thanks you, sir.
Thanks, gentlemen. I appreciate it. Good luck this season.
Yeah, thank you, Hunter. All right, guys, check us out on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. And be sure to check out Moose Maine Kids on YouTube. They got a YouTube channel. Check them out on Facebook. Give them a like. If you guys can send them any support, send it your way. Let's keep the hunting heritage alive. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Are you looking for that European or craft beer culture? Breathe Wine and Culture Company, where your wine and craft beer culture thrives. Located in Cross Lanes, West Virginia, and coming soon to downtown Huntington, West Virginia. The Breathe Wine and Culture Company offers over 150 types of craft beer, extensive wine choices, thoughtful gifts, and even grab-and-go food options, as well as specialized catering. Shop local, shop small for a unique experience. You can check them out on their Facebook page or give them a call today at 304-823-4577. Breathe Wine and Culture Company, 304-823-4577.